What's good, people? What are you guys telling me? Back with another video, Long Legz AFC. I'm here to talk about the big one this weekend, this Saturday, 8 p.m. kickoff, Everton's new ground, Arsenal versus Everton, big away game. Feel like Everton have caused us trouble in the past, only with a few draws. They haven't really beaten us, but with draws, that to us is drop points, and we can't really afford to drop points this weekend with, I think Man City are playing West Ham, so we know that there's more than likely, and they're at home as well, so it's more than likely that Man City are going to get the win, and we need to maintain this 2-point lead. But yeah, I feel like this has to be a game where we go all out, play our first team to the point where everyone's fit and available, because right now the injuries are in the trenches, players are on the rope. We keep reading, you can read in between the lines, you can listen to the press conferences, you can look at the players that are coming off halfway through the game, 10 minutes, 15 minutes towards the end of the game, they're limping off the pitch. What is going on with our injuries? It is very concerning, the amount of injuries we've got, and I'm so glad at the start of the season, Berta, Mikel Arteta, Arsenal went out and bought so many players that they did, because at one point I thought, why are we buying so many players? And it's been evident that we needed every single one. There hasn't been a player that's been brought in that hasn't been featured this season so far, because we've needed them, and a lot of the players we brought in have actually got injured themselves through no fault of their own, but even with lack of game time and minutes, they've still managed to get injured. It's not like they've been overplayed, a lot of the players that have been brought in. So let's look at Arsenal versus Everton's form. Both 3 wins out of 5, which is very interesting. In the last 5 matches, head-to-head wise, last 5 games we've drawn 2 and won 3. Like I said, last season, we drew at the Goodison last year. So we drew at Goodison 1-1, and then they came to the Emirates and it was 0-0. I was on AFTV that day, and that was one of the days where I thought, we're not going to win this league. I really did think that was a day I thought we're not going to win this league. We had nothing going forward. Erdegaard had an absolute stinker that day, and we just wasn't creative enough. And this is where the conversations really started about, do we need a striker or do we need more creative players? And I feel like, obviously, yeah, we needed both at the time. I feel like we've now got both. We've got Eze in. I mean, we only got in Noni Madueke, and we've got Gyökeres, so we've got the striker and we've got 2 creative players. Zubimendi, I wouldn't put down as creative per se, but he does create chances with crossing, good through balls, very good through balls as well. So we have got those creative players in now. We've got the striker in now. We're looking up front this weekend. We could be playing Mourinho, Jesus or Gyökeres. Creativity-wise, we've got Noni Madueke, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, Erdegaard and Eze. So we've got the ammunition there. Is Mikel Arteta's tactics going to be up to scratch this weekend? Are Everton going to play a low block at home? Are they just going to go in for the 1 point? Are they going in for the draw? It's really going to be a nail-biting tough game, and it's Saturday night. I do believe Saturday night games definitely have a knock-on effect on the players. Once you've seen the results from the games earlier in the evening or early in the afternoon, or I wonder if they just block it out, because it can affect you mentally. It must affect you mentally going into the game, knowing if City have won, knowing that Liverpool may have won or dropped more points. Sorry, Liverpool aren't even in this right now. We're looking at Chelsea and Villa. Are Chelsea going to drop points? Are Villa going to drop points? How many? If City drop points, then the pressure is tenfold, because you have to get the win. So but Everton still have a point to prove. They got strikers that really want to get goals as well, and they've got Grealish. They've got a good few players there. I think Barry's still yet to get off the mark. I watched him the other night. He scored, but I think he was offside. Bless him. But let's just hope that our team got on Saturday with the right mindset. The corners are on point. We need to get our set pieces back. That was a great part of our ammunition and a way to break down teams, especially with a low block, but also being creative and being patient as well. I feel like sometimes our fans, especially at the Emirates, get very impatient. And I'm like, we need to relax. The English game has changed so much. I mean, back then it was long balls and down the wing, and that's kind of gone now. So more patience, it's slower paced. There's more build up to it, and I respect it, because that's when I was growing up. I used to watch Gazzetta, Italian football, when Paul Gascoigne went over there to play at Lazio, when George Weah and Shevchenko and all these sorts of players. And I used to watch that football, and he was very slow, controlled, but very skillful. You'd see the likes of Ronaldo in Milan and Zanetti, like great players, but the game was a lot slower until you got to certain players. And then you watch La Liga, and it'd be the same, with Rivaldo and Stoichkov and Hadji and Raul and Djorkaeff and all these sorts of players. It was a very slow game, and I feel that's trickled into the Premier League now with certain teams are playing that way. And I respect it. So the club and the fans have to be a bit more patient with the build-up. And I think, our players know what they're doing. We just need Arteta to get the right mindset this Saturday at Everton. So let's look at my starting 11 for this game. If it was me personally picking a team, I would start with Raya in goal. I would go with Timber at right back. Left back, I would go with Lewis Skelly. I'll start Lewis Skelly. I'm a big advocate for Lewis Skelly. I think he's a great player. And I feel like he's so young, there's so much to learn, so hungry. He could be if he plays now, in 2-3 years' time, he's going to be absolutely solid and unstoppable at that left back position. And I feel like if we've got our first team, which I don't think we have because we've got so many injuries, centre backs, I feel like it's going to be, I feel like Saliba's back and Hincapié is going to be our 2 centre backs. Yes, I don't want to rush back players, but I feel like Saliba has to play. He's one player that we need to rush back in. Gabriel needs to be rushed back, but he's nowhere near fitness levels yet. Midfield-wise, I need to see our strongest midfield. I've been saying this from day one. I want to see Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard and Eberici Eze in that midfield. I want to see those 3 in the midfield. They're all 3 workhorses. They're all 3 creative players. They're all leaders. Eze was a leader at Palace. Odegaard's been a leader. Rice is a leader. They all can create from nothing, And I want to see all 3 of those playing. I know everyone will be like, oh, but he's not a 6, he's not a 10, he's not this. To me, these 3 are hybrid players. It's not the same as it was anymore. They're hybrid players, and that's why they were Arsenal. That's why Arteta has chosen these 3 players. I want to see those 3 starting. I want to see Trossard on the left, Saka on the right, and I want to see Gyökeres up top. That's my starting 11, and I feel like that would be enough to get us to win. That's for me, our best first team. There's without a doubt our best first team. And I feel like when I'm looking at my first team or how I feel like Arteta should set the players up, I'm not thinking, okay, these players are going to play from minute 1 to minute 90. I never think that. I'm always thinking, okay, 65 minutes in, is there a side that's weaker? Is the right side working? Is the left side working? Is the striker doing enough? Is there someone in midfield that's not pulling and creating get the clogs moving? Is there someone that can really change the game or just not even change the game, but just up the levels of the team in this current position, this current minute? Or do we need to rest someone and think about the game next week or in the next few days? And that's when we're looking at, Saka coming off at 65 minutes, 70 minutes and playing Noni Madueke. Trossard maybe coming off and Martinelli goes on. Eze comes off and Ranieri comes on. Or Rice comes off and Zubimendi comes on. Gyökeres comes off and Jesus and Mourinho. We've got these players. I feel like we don't rotate our players enough. I've been saying this from day one. Last season, I studied Pep's substitution minutes. I should do a video on. Actually, do you know what? Hold me to it. I'm going to do a video on this. Pep Guardiola religiously was doing substitutes at certain minutes of every single game, regardless of the score. Winning, drawing, losing, substitutes were made, people were brought on. And that's how I feel like Arteta needs to be. It gets to 65 minutes, one person comes off. 72 minutes, another person comes off. 78 minutes, or 72 minutes, 2 people go on, 2 come off. Keep it fresh. Our players are getting injured left, right and centre. Something has to change. We can't keep losing players because otherwise we can't use this as an excuse anymore. Rotate the blood clot player them. Driving me insane, man. Driving me insane. But anyway, be positive. Score prediction for the weekend. 2-0 to the Arsenal. I don't think Everton going to got a goal in them. I think we're going to go there, be confident and really play football. We're going to dominate the game. I don't really care about dominating possession, but I feel like we will. I feel like we'll get the result. 2-0 to the Arsenal Saturday night. Boom. I will see you guys after the game for my post-match reaction. It may not be here because I'm going to be in London somewhere. Not sure where I'm watching the game yet, but I will definitely be taking my camera and my mic with me so I can give you guys the post-match reaction for Saturday night. So guys, thanks for watching. If you can, make sure you subscribe, share with a friend. What are you guys telling me? Peace.